Okay, good. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the second meeting of the security working group after a while. Before it starts, anybody have any announcement or something to share? Okay, good. So let's go to our document. Let me share it here in the chat. Okay, so the first item in our agenda is adding Lucius Gascon, security working group member. I think this was added to the agenda just to inform, because this is the workflow, but it seems to be approved. However, I don't think I have access to invite you to the Node.js organization, so maybe you need to wait, Michael, to invite you. So
yeah, I think Michael have the superpowers. So yeah.
yeah. So okay, let me.
Thank you.
Um, okay. The next one is the permission model. Um, we were. I mentioned it last week. I think Mata will join. Just received message, but yeah. The last meeting we discussed briefly about the permission system. I told that I was working on that, and probably I had something to share today. Unfortunately, I have worked hard, but I still don't have anything like useful to share. I have an API working, like I can deny us access, and I also can check access, but I also don't have, uh, it is not working, like it's not blocking the access to the FS resource yet. So I need more weeks to work on that, but it's going good. I can share my what I'm working on. So I will share in the chat here because it's not public yet. I think just sent here, so you probably will be able to check. So basically, I have the process policy Danny and process policy check, and it is working. So okay, so I think that we can move forward. Probably, okay, I forgot to mention one thing. I know that when I create the PR for this project, for this feature, probably we will have a lot of discussion in the PR, and a good thing would be to I started a document just with the design of this feature. So it aims to solve all to answer any questions that they might have. So we can work on that. So let me share it right here, and I will add it here. Okay, and yeah, this project basically. Hello, Michael. You're mute. Okay, so this document aims to solve all the question that they might have, and also it is good for us to design the API, because I mean we define we are in consensus about what we want to restrict and how it should work. But we don't have, we haven't discussed about the API, the whole the nomenclature or the acronyms, and it might and we can work in this document to solve it when I have something to share. Okay, so and then we have it is not in the document but is in the issue. Let me open here. Michael, just one thing. We passed it through the add Ulysses Gascon to the secret working group. So
Yep.
I think just you have the permission to invite him, right?
Yeah, I'll take a look at that. But yeah, I know I do. So I don't know who else does. Off the top of my head, but I'll go ahead and add him. I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So the next one is the security model. So basically, we defined the structure of this document in the last meeting, and in the past week I have worked in this document defining a few topics. I have also read a lot of content that Bradley Farias shared with me, because he did an amazing work in the policy system, and he had to create a lot of documents regarding threat model and so on. So I read it entirely, and I have used it as a foundation for this document. So just to recap a bit, we have defined the document structure, like we will have the environment, and then we will pass through the attacks, the vector of attacks, like, and also the mitigation. And we also defined that we will have two documents. The first one, straightforward, for security researchers, and it aims to solve what is or is not a security vulnerability. And the second one is more like a tutorial, how you can avoid this attack in your node.js application. Okay. So there's just one thing that I haven't time to find, but is to collect all the other language resource regarding security model or threat model. So it is a pending thing yet. So I propose to discuss one thing here, that is, should we, let me rephrase. Okay, yeah. Actually, what we can do right now is working the environment one local system, and at least show a few ideas of attacks that we can receive using a local system, and then if this is expected or not in Node.js.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that stride model, like how the things fit into there. So
Sorry?
I was just saying it'll be interesting. Like I see you've got the stride model as like, here's the way to
Okay.
list out the threat.
Yeah, I collected it from a document that Bradley shared as well.
Okay.
So basically the idea of this stride threat model is to categorize the Fox threats and what we are seeking to preserve. So the current list is just the one that I just pasted from the document, from the policy document, but likely we will need to add more. And let me open it here a bit. Yeah, actually, I think it is the there is not much to share about it, to be honest, because the stride is just the spoofing, tampering, repudiation, and so on. What we
Yeah, I'll
can
just
work on around is basically list out the current threats and how it can affect the stride.
right. I was just saying it'd be interesting to see how the threats that we come up with fit into each of those different categories. But it's good to start with like an existing model that's out there and used. So
Yeah, I think that what we can do is actually take a look in the threat model that we have, the list that we have in the last section of this document, and categorize it in the stride. And
the other thing might be interesting is we could go through our historical vulnerability reports as well and see how they fit into the different categories.
yeah, I mean, I added the malicious third-party modules, or at least the module resolution algorithm, by just looking to our reports, vulnerability reports. Most of them is HTTP spoofing or request smuggling, I guess. And the other one is like module resolution algorithm that was designed by the full in node.js. So I don't think that there is much more to it, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that I need to work better in this document in order to come up to this meeting with a few questions, because it's not clear to me how we can move forward with this document. I mean, we should list all the current threats, or
I think it's like good to show the you know the as you have there, like the different environments is good. And then you know I guess like there's the what we want to sort of get to is like the okay, somebody's reporting X, is that you know within the model to protect against that or not, right? The other question I had is like, I think you said you found a few other models, like you'd found the one for Python. It'd be good to add the links in the bottom of the doc as references, because for me, the first thing I'd want to do is go look at some other model to see what it looks like.
Yeah, this is a pending thing yet. I need to find those documents, and most of the language, like I was looking to the Python one, but it's not, it might not fit to us, I guess. Let me find it again.
Yeah, but at the end, I would be like, links to security models for other runtimes, blah, 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 blah. That because I think part of our challenge is like, what should one of these things look like? And seeing some other examples at least would help me as a good starting point.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it is actually in the to-do list. I probably I will collect other language references
And I think that would actually be a good question to put to Facundo, who we've been talking to, just to say, like, would he have a set of good, models that would be sort of, good examples of security models for runtimes?
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because if not him, their organization should, that's one of the things that they should have more experience with, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that we have too much to work on until we don't have those documents, right? I mean,
you mean
in
today,
this
or?
meeting, yes, in this meeting.
Yeah, I don't think, like, yeah, I think it would be good to see those as examples, and then people can we can think about whether then it would be like a good one of the, like you said, bring back a question to this group would be like, hey, do any of these models look like a really good basis to start with, right?
Yeah. What do you guys think about, like, finish this meeting and instead of waiting 2 more weeks, schedule to the next meeting, because probably we'll have all the documents.
I mean, for me, makes sense. Yeah. And maybe we can discuss more kind of homework in between that we can do. I was thinking that maybe we can take the list of the vulnerabilities already reported on those years to Node, so we can see and take them as examples, maybe for build on later the list of what is accepted or not accepted, and we can have some examples, maybe that can be also something that will smooth a little bit the process for the shorter version of the document.
Yeah, I think moving to next week also makes sense in terms of the week after is the OpenJS World. So anybody who's going there or wanting to participate won't be able to make it next week and the week after. So I can't remember whether we were doing it. Well, maybe there wasn't one next week anyway, but never mind.
Okay, so next week we'll have the documents as a reference and probably a few questions about the current model and what can do to improve it. So yeah, I think that makes sense.
Sounds good to me, yeah.
Me too.
Are good, Thomas?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. So